So Season 6 is coming up in, like, right now, and since you're watching this video, you're obviously wondering, how the heck do I get Diamond? And for a lot of you guys, you've been watching these videos for quite a few seasons. You've been seeing, how do I improve, how do I get better, where do I go from here, and you've been trying to climb over and over again. A lot of you guys have probably been stuck in silver, gold, bronze, maybe even high platinum, and you're just hoping that maybe I can tip you over the edge to get Diamond. And the one thing that I want to say before giving you any tips that will hopefully help you out, some new tips, is the simple fact that I feel like anybody, for the most part, can reach Diamond. I've seen so many great examples of this. Of course, people playing with 400 ping or maybe like 15 FPS. I've had some friends that are doing that. And you can reach this goal. Sure, it's a lot harder than the average player, and sure, it's a lot, just more difficult to do that. But if these players can do it, I really feel like most people can. At least the average man can. So please just keep that in mind before we get started. I really think that most of you guys can go for it, and you shouldn't really have to think that you can't just because maybe you failed in the past. And I guess the first thing I want to actually talk about as far as a tip is to not make yourself get stuck in the past. I feel like this happens so often, and it makes so that you're holding yourself down so much. And it didn't really happen, seasons ago, because, simply put, there weren't seasons before that. But especially nowadays, a lot of the times it feels like people just get stuck from their previous failures. And they just think that once, they try to go for Diamond once and get stuck in Plat, and they can't climb up no matter how hard they try, they think to themselves that they're just never going to reach Diamond. That no matter how much trouble and how much effort they put in, Elo Hell has a grasp on their ankle, and they're not going up from there. I feel like a lot of people just kind of think that because you made a previous failure, that your current situation is so much worse, that your current situation is awful, and you're just not going to make it up there. And I want to tell you guys, that's not really true at all. As far as failures from the past, failures are useful, and failures really are necessary. If you don't fail in a game, and if you don't fail in life, you won't learn anything from that, and you won't learn what to do instead. I'm sure through a lot of your losses, and a lot of your failure, and a lot of your getting stuck in ranked, you've realized some mistakes that you've made. And maybe if you haven't, you need to start looking at your gameplay a bit more. You need to start looking at yourself a little bit more, and see what you can do to improve. And mainly what I want to tell you guys is that just because you failed in a previous season, it does not mean that you're going to fail in this season. It does not mean that you are destined to just suck and just never climb at all and just stay exactly where you are. That's not really true at all. Sure, you might be starting at a hard point. Sure, you might be starting, 1,000, 2,000 elo below, or I guess SR in this game, below the rank that you want to get to, that being Diamond, but that doesn't mean that you can't make it. Of course, no matter how easy or hard your journey is, I think really anybody can make it. So just please don't let your previous things really stop you from improving and stop you from eventually reaching the goal that you're really hoping to get. Now, after that, I'm going to tell you something that I've told really everybody for a long time, but then follow it up with something that I feel like is kind of different. What you want to do this season, as far as, just an exact tip instead of, mental state, is to duo queue every single game. Now, of course, everybody knows this. There's the vast benefits that you know who your teammate is, they're not a troll, you know who they're going to be playing, maybe you can duo queue with a support or a tank, all those great things. So, I just wanted to quickly cover that. You want to make sure you're duo queuing every game. No real negative to doing that. However, what I do want to talk about that's a little bit different is that I want to tell you guys to not trio or quadra queue. I feel like a lot of people do this, and a lot of people don't realize that it actually hurts your games a lot. When you're trio queuing or quadra queuing, it actually makes you fight much harder players than the average game. It makes you play against a lot higher SR players. You've probably noticed that from playing, but overall, that's generally what happens. It makes your games just a lot more difficult, and it'll make it harder for you to climb. I guess you could use this as a benefit because, once you play a lot of 4 to 5 man games and then go back to your solo queue games, it'll be a little bit easier to climb. But if you're just kind of focusing on climbing right now, it's not a really great idea. Just overall, the enemy players will be probably a little bit higher level than you, higher SR than you. And unless you know that your trio queue or your quadra queue is much better than everybody at your current elo or your current SR, then I'd say, yeah, don't really go for that. It will, for the most part, just kind of hold you down a little bit. Another thing I want to tell you guys that's really just come from, having Overwatch out for such a long time is that I want to challenge you guys to actually start practicing the game again. Actually start honing in your skills and mainly hardcore practicing your aim, no matter what hero you are. Maybe you're even playing Winston and you're like, that's not really way too hard to track. Just practice it a little bit. And mainly what you could try to do is practice, learning the, distance of your jump and then hitting the melee and then going for the zap cannon. Practice whatever you can with your character and just actually go for it. I feel like most people by now have just mainly brushed aside the fact that their aiming maybe isn't the best and that they could improve it because, I've been playing for 5 or 6 seasons, who really cares? Maybe I just need to improve my game sense and that's about it. A lot of people kind of forget the basics that aiming is important, and aiming is something that, yeah, you want to focus on this season. Even though I know you've been probably practicing for season upon season, just keep going on it, and actually please start doing it, because I say this a lot, but I don't feel like a lot of people are actually going to start practicing. But please, at least for this season, at least for a few months, start practicing your aiming. Another thing that I'm going to say that I kind of got into myself as far as a mindset that's really been helping me climb is to finally not focus on getting elims in all my games, you know, trying to go for those eliminations, trying to go for those kills, but instead focus on trying to play the objective and actually win the round. A lot of the times I feel like we just get kind of stuck trying to get kills. Of course, getting kills is useful. Everybody knows that. You set back the opponent, you go on from there, whatever, and you can get some nice picks, and that's helpful. However, a lot of the times people kind of ignore the objective and ignore that just because you're getting kills doesn't mean that your team's going to be winning all these team fights. If you're not positioned well, if you're not positioned to either, you know, let's say save your supports as DPS or help out your tanks, your team still might lose even if you are getting these objective kills. Or I guess, you know, the kills off the objective. While your team would be getting a lot more help if you were on the objective, helping them. A lot of the times I feel like people just kind of don't really think about the fact that you have to actually play the objective to win, and just kind of point to their kills or point to their damage or anything like that to show, you know, I'm doing good this game. And while you are doing good in that sense, maybe you're not doing way too great on actually winning the game for your team. Maybe your KDA is really nice, but that doesn't always mean that you're carrying. I just want you guys to remember that and to really focus on actually trying to play the objective. Now, I guess something else about Season 6 that I want to tell you guys to do is this season, decide very early on who you want to play, who you want to main, what groups of heroes you want to go for, anything like that. And something that I want to mention that I usually don't mention is that if you want to play a new hero this season, then just simply go out and play them. Don't be afraid of doing that. Don't be afraid of everybody complaining about you. Just actually go out this season, play them, keep playing them, and enjoy them. A lot of the times I see people just kind of being afraid to go for the characters that they want to play. You know, maybe you haven't played a character way too much in the past and you really want to try to learn them and you want to try to maybe even main them. If so, go for it. Don't just get stuck in the past, and a lot of the times, if you just get stuck not trying out new heroes, you might just get stuck at the elo that you were stuck at in the past. Because, you know, you try out new heroes, you learn more about the game design, you learn more about where to position, more about how to do damage, and of course, maybe you're just a lot better with a certain hero that you've never tried out before than the hero that you were trying to climb with before you switched. Overall, again, just actually try out different things, and mainly decide who you want to play early on, because if you can decide who you want to play and then actually play them and stick to them and go on from there, then of course you're going to be winning more games. Of course you're going to be improving and you're going to be climbing, maybe slowly but definitely surely. If you keep switching up your heroes, you know, everybody's been saying this for a while, but if you keep switching up your heroes, you're probably not going to climb. So just don't do that. Again, people say that, but a lot of people just ignore it, and if you've been stuck for a long time, you've probably just been kind of ignoring that in the side of your head as well. And the final thing I want to tell you guys that I feel like gets a lot of people stuck, and a lot of people don't really realize it, maybe you included, is the fact that if you've been playing with the same people for a long time, or maybe the same duo queue for a long time, but been stuck at the same rank forever, maybe it's time for you guys to take a hint and find some new people to ranked with. And maybe later on you can come back together and play more ranked, but maybe just play quick play with each other for a while. I feel like this is something that is an important thing to realize. A lot of the times, maybe you're holding your partner back and they could climb a lot higher without you, and then you could find someone else to help you climb higher. Or maybe at the same time, you both just need time to learn how to play without each other, and then when you'll come back, you'll do better. And a lot of the times, maybe you just guys don't play way too greatly together. I feel like something that you should just realize is that if you've been stuck at the same time, playing with the same people, with the same characters, with the same everything, you got to realize that you're not really changing anything up. You're not really increasing your chance of winning, you're not really changing your chance of winning, and you're not really going to improve much differently, or I guess much better, if you're not changing your scenario. So, there you go with that. Of course, I want to say, don't ditch these people and don't never talk to them again. You know, still talk to them, still have fun with them, and maybe start playing some games with them again after you both improve a little bit. But yeah, don't let people hold you down, and if you keep playing with a person that you're unsure if it holds you down, maybe play a few solo games and try to find a new duo partner to play a few games with, and if it's working well, play with them. Otherwise, you know, go back to your partner a little bit after you practice a bit and see how you can improve from there. And maybe just see how you can improve your dichotomy, because maybe that's just not doing way too well. But yeah, you gotta just kind of take a hint at times, and don't be mean to your friend or whatever. Just ask, you know, can we try this out? Can we see what works out? And just go on from there. Anyways, as always, guys, that's at least what I'm personally going to say are some ways that can help you get diamond in Overwatch Season 5. Alright, Season 6, what the heck? Life's hard, time flies fast, and I guess it'll get even harder when the new seasons come every 2 months, so there you go as well. That's the thing I want to mention too. See, new seasons come every 2 months, so you really shouldn't be way too worried about the season just ending before you happen to get there, because of course the new season's going to come out right after that, and you can put in all your effort and try to climb there as well. And don't set your goals way too hard, way too fast. Like, I want to get diamond in the next week and you're bronze. You might be able to do that, but at the same time, if you set your goals too high, you're just going to disappoint yourself. So maybe don't do that. Instead, just set a goal to maybe get to silver in the next week, and then if you happen to get that, try to get to gold, and you know, just go up slowly but surely, help yourself improve yourself, and then go on from there. Anyways, as always, guys, thank you all for watching. For my obligatory Overwatch Season 6 How to Get Diamond, I really like to make these videos. I feel like they do, you know, actually help a lot of people. And tell me if this will help you in the comment section down below, or if it did help you at the end of the season. Anyways, as always, guys, thank you all for watching, and have a wonderful day.